You turn the light on, dude?
What's going on?
What's happening?
You know what I'm saying?
It's a late start. It's a late
start. We just jumping all over the place.
Man. Been on the road. We made it.
It was a long trip.
Man, it was a long trip, man. Super long
Ain't
trip.
like it.
But definitely appreciate your understanding, my good son. I was like, I cannot miss this. I missed last week's conversation, Wednesday's conversation, which was powerful and amazing. For those who didn't catch Wednesday's conversation, y'all missed out
on some good stuff.
Woo, my goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness. You know, it felt weird, man, being in the passenger seat as the listener. You know what I'm saying? But bro, amazing topic, amazing conversation, man. Kudos to you, bro. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
It was fun, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Y'all need to go check that out. Tonight is going to be a little bit deeper than even Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? Because we got both hosts, first of all. It's all about their pressure. And, you know, some people claim certain things. You know what I mean? They like, I believe this. I stand on what I believe. You know what I mean? My belief defines me. You ain't gonna make me question my beliefs. You know what I mean? But just because you believe in something, does that mean that you have hope in it?
Ooh.
And that's what we're gonna get into today. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
Fresh.
What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Let's get it. Welcome to the F.I.R.M.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Set your schedule. Eastern Standard Time.
Saturday Nights Live for a time that's one of a kind.
Woo-wee. There's nothing off the table. No trolling. We go from politics to religion to relationships to whether or not you like crunchy or soft taco.
Woo! Forget about a love language. What about your love level?
Oh man, we excited for this one.
On all social media platforms.
So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Fellowship in a righteous manner. That's the banner.
With your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses. We rolling Eastern Standard Time.
All right. What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M. Pressure Podcast, and you are welcome to join us tonight. Live, comment live, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, we show love to both avenues. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate both of the platforms and what they bring to the table, allowing us to reach out to you. So comment while we're live. Hit us up, you know what I'm saying? And let us know with those thumbs, you know what I mean? It's not Twitter fingers, it's the like fingers, you know what I'm saying? But we want you to show your love and follow the page. Share the page right now on your page and let somebody know that we live right now. It's the F.I.R.M. What's going on, my brother? You know what I mean? We in this thing.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome, as FLAVIUS said, to another edition of the F.I.R.M. Podcast. We appreciate y'all's time.
We do.
We appreciate y'all's time because, listen, we're going to be respectful of your time. Because there are some things that we're going to talk about that we know it's late. We know it's late.
It's late somewhere. It's early somewhere.
However, However, it's going to be worth staying up for because it's going to be good conversation, insight, understanding, revelation, and from you as the viewer, as the listener, make sure the wisdom that y'all have been dropping the last several months.
They've been doing a lot of talking in the chat.
Woo! It's been some good stuff, man. So keep it up.
High mics.
We definitely appreciate all the feedback, all the participation from the chat. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into what are we talking about, Flav? What's happening?
What are we talking about? The question is, do you believe in love? No, I was playing. It was my auto tune. No, I was the switchboards. It's some share. Do you believe in love? Do you believe in love, bro?
Do I believe in love?
It's 2024.
It's 2024.
Do you still believe in love?
Man, I would have to say yes.
Do you believe real love exists?
Ooh. Oh, real love.
Yes or no?
I would have to say yes.
Do you believe that fake love exists?
Faith love.
Fake.
Oh, fake love.
F-A-K-E.
K-E. Yes. Fake love does exist.
Love does exist. Do you believe cake love exists?
Cake love?
Yeah. You know, when people be, brown nose and kissing your butt, you know what I'm saying? Trying to flatter you, you know what I mean? Caking up to you, you know what I mean? Just trying to be overly sweet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Love bombing you.
There you go. That's the word.
Mission.
Let's get ready to say that. Love bombing is the word that they use. Love.
So there's different kinds of love that exist. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't compare the same love to your child to your mother or father. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can point to real love, and most people, when they point out real love in their life, they kind of focus in on something that's been consistent.
Right.
Does consistency play a huge role in people believing in love?
Chat room? What do y'all say, chat? Does consistency play a part?
Yeah, like if you see a love that lasts for a while, does that help you encourage your belief?
I know I'm from the outside looking in. Yeah, like my parents as an example. My parents have been married for 45 years.
Okay.
You see somebody, you see a couple that stays together that long. The initial thought process is they're in love. They have to be in love.
Gotta be.
I mean, you've been married for 45 years. How you not?
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Couldn't be. Gotta be.
Gotta be. But that's the process. That's the thought process that we have is like, and we're always like, hey, let's find a couple that's been married for a long time and ask them the same question: how do you stay together for this long?
What's your secret?
The chat says
8 years.
Poseidon says that her parents are going on year 58 of marriage.
And you said 40 what?
45. I know. That's teenage compared to what Poseidon's parents 58 years. That's congratulations on that. That's
a long time. That's a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's to be celebrated. Obviously, there's some people who never give up on it because they believe strongly. And I think that if you ask most people, it depends. You can change the question up so many different ways. At the same time, you can find an area where somebody can relate or point out where real love is. So it's hard to say for anybody to really say that they don't believe in love at all. But what I believe, what I think is that a lot of people have lost hope in love. So it's like they believe it and they see somebody that they're attracted to, you know what I mean? They want to open themselves up for the engagement and everything. At the same time, if you don't have hope in something, it shows, because you're looking for evidence one way or another.
Right.
In my opinion, you're looking for evidence that you're not wasting your time, or you're looking for evidence to, like, I knew it. You just like, because secretly, a lot of people have lost hope in love, the same love that they believe in.
You know, it's also very interesting, man, because it's like, to your point, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, could there be a fear? Could there be a fear of wasted time?
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
would
mean?
say
Where,
so.
you know, that you get into a relationship, you invest in a relationship, and it doesn't work out. You know, I think a lot of people can relate to that aspect of of their experiences. You know, and so when they invest that time,
Yeah,
and it doesn't work out, then
right.
it's like, will I ever? It's not like they question if what love is, or if they'll ever. But it's more of like, will I ever find it? It's out there
Yeah.
somewhere. It's out there somewhere.
For somebody, sometimes, you know, you done been through so much. You like, man, hey, I know it's out there, just ain't that it ain't out there for me. You know what I'm saying? I know I've been there, and I was like, yo, I done heard a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, open up and be like, yo, I give up. I'm out the game. I'm done. A lot of us have said that or heard other people say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason is because of the experiences that we've been through, like you said, and sometimes trying to walk away from a toxic situation, you carry a lot with you, you know what I'm saying, on the outward journey. Let's define love. Define it. Put the definition in the comment section. Help us out.
Let us
You know
know.
what I'm
Let us
saying?
know what you think love, because
Yeah, what is love? Because some
is
people be like, what love is to me versus what love truly is.
right. Because you know, in this game of love, everybody always wants to be understood.
Yeah.
So if my idea of what love is could be different than your idea from what love is.
But not really. Otherwise, you could just say it by itself. And everybody says they always preference the word love. So obviously, it's not that love is different. It's the type of love people are looking for and the type of love people are trying to avoid. That's the confusion. They want a healthy love. They don't want a toxic love. But the word love, there's no variation of that. It's just,
but all of that is dependent on their interpretation of what healthy
is the thing that they latch and that they really saying. Is it security? Is it faithfulness? Is it
jealousy, controlling? Are you not being controlled? You know, there's a whole lot of
what's the love?
What is it? What is
And
love?
like Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Do you believe in it?
Oh. Well, yeah. No, it really is all about, because again, like my experiences, bro, has brought me. Okay, this is what I'm looking for in a relationship, based off of my experiences from the past, based on what I've been through, and you know, we can, you know, for those who go to church, for those who love the Lord, right?
Yeah.
You know, we can define what love is. Love is God. God is love, and
Love
that wonderful.
is an intense feeling of deep affection. You know what I'm saying? It's warmth,
That's
intimacy,
one. Intimacy,
endearment,
endearments. Mm-hmm.
devotion,
Ooh,
adoration.
devotion.
Yeah, it's a little bit of worship in there, some passion in there,
Passion.
desire,
Desire.
compassion.
Compassion.
I'm skipping over a lot of stuff. Friendship,
Oh,
friendliness,
yeah. I mean, now, how many of us want to
sympathy.
marry our best friend, but
Yeah,
never take the time to
uh-huh.
actually become best friends? That's
A
good.
love affair.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
The chat Poseidon says respect.
Respect. I didn't see that in the definition. Hold on, let me
No,
check one more time.
that's her definition
Is
though.
that Hold
That's
on, let
her.
me check the make
Oh,
sure I looked at the right one. Said respect.
she's
I
she said
don't
she's
see respect in there. It says
oh,
charity.
charity. Well, that
Uh-huh.
is. But now, is it the Webster Dictionary of love, or is it our
I
definition?
mean, what other definition is it? I Googled it. That settles that. You know what
No,
I'm saying? Look.
don't.
What's going on? What's going on? That
Let's go.
settles that because Google said it.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh,
if
sorry,
Google,
respect ain't in there. And that's why so many people be in so many disrespectful relationships. You know what I'm saying? It is not the one that you in, it's the one that we've experienced. Some level of lack of respect. I was in a relationship one time where I was like, yo, I see who you respect and how you treat them, and the ones you love, I don't like that no more. So just keep the love and just treat me like the people you respect. If you can't do that, then it's not a fair exchange. You know what I mean? But a lot of people do believe in it. You know what I mean? They do believe it's in there. They might have a love story that they regret, one that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Might be in a movie or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to see my children going through relationships. I know they believe in love. They looking for it. You know what I'm saying? I got a young son. You know, he out there with his heart broke sometimes, but he looking for it. You know what I mean? He tired of chasing. He want to settle it down. I'm like, you a little young for that, but I feel you. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But these are good traits for a young man to have. Discretion or want to be serious about something. But after the fact, it's like, how many times do you fall in love and not be able to hold on to it before you stop or start, believing that maybe this ain't for you. Maybe you need a break from it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, that's their biggest issue is they don't pay attention to their own results, or they ignore them, or they sugarcoat them, or they, dress them up, or just bury them deep and take them to the grave.
they
But
ignore their own results
uh-huh.
as far as their experiences with relationships.
As
They
far as the bricks they laid or tore down throughout the relationship.
that is a very interesting choice of words that you use, though. That they ignored the results.
Yeah.
What causes somebody to ignore the results?
They say, doctors say that when you go through human beings go through traumatic experiences, sometimes those aren't the memories or the experiences that are always at the forefront of their mind. You know what I mean? They say that those are ones that sometimes can go into the subconscious where you bury them. You might have dreams about them or whatever, but sometimes a person is so obsessed with who they or the image of who they want to be that they ignore the results of who they actually are. So even though we have so many cliche sayings like it takes two to tango, it takes two sides of every story. It's two sides to each coin, but still, depending on an individual's own bias or lack of it, or the ability to be neutral on a situation and see it for what it really is, a person can pick a side, and that's the narrative that they run with. And it's often the narrative that is most flattering to them in the storyline. It ignores not the fact that somebody triggered you in the name of love, but it's also the fact that you reacted in a way that you honestly may say that you repented of, or asked for forgiveness for, but at the same time, there's that aspect too. So when somebody lays a brick of, dissension in the family or arguments or chaos, here you are laying one right next to it. But when you both get up and the sun shines on the bricks, you out there pointing about who laid the most bricks. But you both built or destroyed whatever you were together for.
Right.
And sometimes it's the things that we've lost: the building, the old house, the money, the stability, the 2, 3, 4 cars, the extra money on the side for the snacks and the snack wraps. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever you enjoyed in that previous situation, sometimes it's the visual of it. What you lost, you didn't lose yourself, but it was the things that you built.
Is it?
Obviously,
No, I think what is so important is that a lot of us, if we're not careful, we hinge our identity on
yeah,
whether love works out or not.
yeah.
So
Because it's easily a physical attraction there. People
right,
are attracted to each other, but a lot of times it's when they start thinking about the things that they have gained on their own
right.
single, or should we put this stuff together? Or last time when I had this together, I lost this, got put out this, and all this other stuff. So it causes people to believe in love
Hmm.
because the dating is happening, but at the same time, there's no further actions because
And I'll take it one step further than that. Is when something doesn't work out,
mhm,
then the first thing that we do after we done blamed it on the other person initially, right?
mhm.
That's always the go-to. Well,
You
it's
did.
because they. But when you are alone, when you're by yourself, and you begin to really look at, and if you're healthy enough, right, you begin to look at you
Self-aware.
and yourself, the whole that whole aspect. So it's like then now I'm looking at myself and I'm like, my is my identity focused on whether or not this relationship works?
Mhm.
Who, how do I look at myself, and then my mind starts going to like what's everybody else gonna think?
Crazy places, man. We be overthinking love, man. What you said can happen to you on the ride to work. It can happen at home while you're in the bed by yourself, knowing you should be in bed, sleep. You know what I'm saying? I got I got mine. No more promotions.
For those
But you know
who
what I
know,
like.
for those who know, they know.
Get it out of there. No. But a lot of people, they show the actions and the knowledge and the wisdom of it, but it is hope in the growth of it, the blossoming of the relation of the love, that a lot of people, I believe, have lost hope in love just because you recognize love doesn't mean that you're willing to give it a chance. And sometimes we think opening ourselves up for an exchange of phone numbers or a conversation or a couple of dates, you know what I mean? Sometimes we'll leverage that in a way where it's substitute for the truth, which is the evidence that you're looking for. Why are you, we go into a lot of relationships overthinking things, and sometimes we can be overbearing with how much we share in the beginning and how much we just thrust a person into our lives. And a lot of times when you just dive deep, you know what I'm saying? We need to start walking in love instead of falling in love, I think. But when we go diving deep into it, a lot of times yeah, here I am. Here's everything about me. Here's all of me. And let me explain. Hold on, let me explain. That's all you heard out of everything I said. But you never know. I'm not saying that don't be honest with a person, but at the same time, it's like a lot of that is anxiety. I deal with anxiety. And a lot of times an anxious person might say too much and then be like, man, I shouldn't have said that. Get that to myself. But a lot of times it's that nervousness, not about the attraction. You see the person's got a car, they got a nice smile, they got y'all vibing together, then kicked it and having a good time.
Right.
But there's some apprehensive, like you said, there's this fear that's there, evidently there, that causes a person not to really proceed even with caution. Because the evidence that they start talking about, the evidence they start talking about is all the red flags. While there's somebody else in a relationship that's actually working out, and you hear their conversation is all about passion about the future, the plans that we have. Oh man, we still got one kid in the house for another year or so. We're gonna wait till that, he gets out of the crib, and then maybe we could try something, or we're gonna get to know each other for a little bit or whatever. But it's like the willingness to dive ahead versus just walk into it patiently. I think it has a lot to do with a lack of hope, which is where fear can creep in. You know what I'm saying? But it's based off of, you lose hope when you get hopeless in experience.
I think what is also something worth thinking about is the excitement level that I was just having a conversation with somebody, which is I think yesterday, the day before.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement level.
Initially.
The initial excitement level is like, this is exciting, right? Because it's somebody new, or even if you've been
lover.
Even if you've been talking for
you,
even if you've been talking for a good minute, it's like there's an excitement level to it, and it's like I've been guilty of the excitement level, feeling like this is the right thing to do.
Just because of the butterflies and
the
tingly feelings, you can't get it off your mind.
Man, we getting along so well. I mean, the conversation is good, the vibe is good, the chemistry is amazing, and it's like, whoo, man! I mean, conversation is deep, conversation is good, it's funny. It's like I got all these tangibles that are like, this is what I'm looking for.
Then you be like, then the next day you show up and you done had a bad day at work. You be like, man, I swear, nobody listens to me like you. Like the other night when I was talking to you, you was listening. I just got to get some stuff off my chest. Sometimes I just want to drive my fist through his face. And, I don't know. I know. I'm sorry. I know you didn't know I was violent, but sometimes people can push you there. You know what I'm saying? And then she walk away like, the last dude, I found out I acted too late. He had anger issues too. But you showing so much in that time where it's bubbly feeling, sometimes you telling things that you don't really even need to be telling.
No.
You know, when you ask God for forgiveness for something, or you repent of something, or you move past something, the Bible talks about, you know, forgetting those things that are behind us, or, you know, and pressing towards the mark of the high calling, you know what I'm saying, which is in Christ. So it's a righteous lifestyle in all things that we do and practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a series of functions or traditional, you know, rituals that we perform that makes us righteous. It's our conduct at all times. And how can someone who has a spirit of hope, who, you know, who hinges on it, because like I said, you can say the same thing about God. There's a lot of people who say they believe in God, but a lot of people don't really have hope in God. That's different. They believe in him,
okay,
but they never count at, you know, are counting on him for something. They're never really putting in, you know, the old folks used to say, try him. You know what I mean? And see if he don't be, you know, what we've testify of and things like that. But at the same time, it's like sometimes people, even people who believe in God, are not really putting their hope in him. And they're wondering why they're not seeing a different outcome, you know, in their prayer life and the things that they believed were coming up the road. But it happens in the love life too. A
yeah.
lot of people believe in it, but a lot of people have lost hope in it secretly.
so
As you can come up with so many reasons why not to. You know
this question goes to the chat. For anyone that's brave enough to answer the question, how do you know if you're falling in love? Are you falling? How do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it a feeling that you get in the, like, you know, the heart
Yeah.
just gets warm?
I say, what you rubbing on wasn't your heart, brother.
You know,
It's
the heart gets warm. You know, the heart gets
in the
warm.
rib area.
You know, does the butterfly start to fluttering everywhere? I mean, you know, is it? I mean, the moment you see the name on the caller ID, your smile just cheesing. I mean, what is it that you look at and be like, this is love?
Hey, this is something. Woo.
Because you know, anybody who wants to pursue a relationship, obviously the end goal is to be in love.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, I'm sure there are some relationships out there where all they want is just a casual relationship. They don't want to fall in love. They just, you know, they just whatever.
Just want a friend, keep them
Mm-hmm.
company.
You
You know what I'm
know,
saying?
they call them FWB, the friend with
Just
benefits, just the
that
hookup.
it could be that. Sometimes it ain't gotta be looked at as a benefit. It could be, you know, friend in need is a friend indeed. How does that go? No.
Friend in need is a friend in, but what defines for you as the individual? Okay, I'm liking
This
this
is
person.
love.
I'm liking this person a lot.
Uh-huh.
I can't stop thinking about said person.
Can't stop thinking about them.
They're on my mind, and I get, you know, I'm just
Oh,
start
I know. You know what mine is?
talk to us.
When I when I when I find myself in a room or something by myself listening to some music or something, and I can hear a song without it being on.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, it's music.
Yeah, it'd be like nothing's on. It ain't got to be on TV, on the radio, or nothing like that. But while I'm thinking about this person, or a song just comes up that makes me think about this person, and it'd be like the words, some specific word in the song.
Hmm. That's good.
That's how mine goes.
That's the beginning stages of like, I think I'm starting to, or is it like already full blown, like I am in?
It's like,
so
I'm paying attention. Like, I'm probably like missing other calls or texts from from other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking care.
That's a good indicator, right? Because for somebody, as handsome as Flavius, you may have options, right? And all of a sudden those options begin to, like, you're not even concerned about the other options. You're just focused on that one individual. So that's something right there. Yeah. The chat says, Presida says calmness, that she gets this calmness in her soul.
Smiles for no particular reason.
Just and you've heard it before, like, like the person that you're in love with, and they start telling stories like, yeah, I was at work and I'm just smiling so much, and my coworkers even notice that I'm just smiling so much, and you're just like, that's right. I like that.
You start getting cocky around them. That's when you notice, I think I love them because I'm acting like I don't. What's up, girl? She was like, you miss me? I guess.
Just a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? She tried to go in for a kiss. She was like, girl, come on now.
Come on.
Told about that. Go home, holler at your boy. Man, hey, man, I think she the one, boy. Trying to kiss all on me in public. I told her, stop it. No.
But that's real, though. That's real, though.
Calmness, okay.
I know for me.
Random smiles.
I know for me, it's when I start thinking about, I'm thinking about the individual, but then I'm also thinking about, oh man, like if she was here right now, oh man, I wish she was here right now. Like when I start thinking about what a normal day would look like with the both of us, that's like an indicator for me, like,
so fantasizing you over there, just
like
imagination.
And that even goes without saying of what life would look like, because then that goes.
Are you one of them people who see the whole thing? Girl,
I am.
See you all the way up the aisle in the dress in the.
Whoa! Not that far. Not that far. not that far. But
I love it, man.
Conversations can be had though about that. You know what I mean? So, but then it goes into the second line of questioning, right? Because initially you can be like, man, I think I do love her, right? Or I think I do love him. But is there a difference between loving a said person and being in love?
Yeah, I think so. Because one is really infatuation. That's really the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because you can run out of infatuation. You can't run out of, compassion. And there's a love that is like that. Somebody say they love you, but they know they're going to leave you. They know that it's over. They say that they love you, but they know they can't live with you no more. But then, because the thrill is gone. The infatuation is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that jitters and all of that type of stuff when you embrace is gone. You know what I'm saying? Right. And on the other hand, is compassionate. You know what I mean? Is somebody who, might stop over, bring you lunch, and they actually bring you something that you actually would eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I got your favorite is something that
Because,
is more has
they're
more
paying.
consideration. Even when they making phone calls to you or text message, one infatuation feels like harassment real quick. You know what I mean? It's a strong love, an aggressive love,
Right.
that a lot of women got out there. But
Mm.
the
Mm.
other one is more compassionate. The messaging of the text messages or the phone calls, you can hear the concern in the voice, in the tone. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't answer a couple messages, when they finally get through, they'll ask you, "Hey, is everything all right? You good?" As opposed to where you been at. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I say, "What if I'd have died in the last?"
17 missed text messages,
Yeah,
17 missed phone calls later.
17 missed text
So you-
messages in 17 minutes. I could have died and you wouldn't even have known it. And you would have felt bad because you didn't answer the phone. But one is infatuation. So you can love somebody, but when you're in love with somebody, there's way more compassion. You know what I'm saying? Because you're thinking less about how you're doing them and you're more focused on the shock of how they're treating you. It makes you want to do more for them. It makes you do the things that somebody else you wouldn't dare do for. It makes you do those things freely. But it's a lot of comparison when you falling in love versus just loving somebody.
no, that's powerful. That's powerful. And before I get my response to that, or the chat, where Elena says there is a difference. Initially, and to your point, Flav, initially it's infatuation, butterflies, and the thrill. But one must keep a cool head to get through to the deeper connection.
Just gotta get deep.
And develop true love. Now that deeper connection is
Deep.
is such a interesting topic of conversation. Because when you're dealing with the deeper, now it's all dependent upon how deep can one truly go.
How deep is one willing to go?
One willing, or can somebody the person that you're dealing with even go deep? Period.
What if they a shallow person?
What if they're a shallow person?
What if they just shallow?
Like,
No
babe,
matter
do
how
you
much
love
time
me?
you give them, they on the
Babe,
surface.
babe, do you love me? Yeah. How much, girl?
I'm here, ain't I?
I love you.
No.
I like you I love you as deep as the ocean is wide. Just like very shallow, very cheesy, like Dave, and you're pressing them to open up to more, and they can't give you that.
I like to say my love is deep like a black hole.
Oh,
We don't even know how much is in there. What's in there?
Well, a black hole is very chaotic and it destroys and kills galaxies. So I want, that's
oh no, that's not gonna work. But it's what's inside that counts. You talking about the outside. It might cause some damage in your life, but it's deep though.
It's deep though.
That's how some people be approaching you.
Well,
that's because I might slap you while we driving in traffic if you don't answer me right and support me. Doesn't mean that I'm toxic and you shouldn't love me. And you be like, girl, you slap me one more time.
I'm not threatening to kill you, but I love you. You just made me angry. Hey. You just made me angry. That's all that was.
Cook you some food and then right after an argument be like, here you go. I made something for you. You be like, I already ate.
Y'all smelling it? Does it smell like Ajax? What does it smell like right now?
Yeah.
Is this really cheese? What is this?
Dang.
No, but
deep though, a deep connection. How willing is, let me not say how willing, but how good of an environment is it today to try to make connection? It seems like even though we have so many different avenues to connect, a lot of people are disconnected from each other. You know what I'm saying? For people who are latched in electronically, you know what I'm saying, cyber world and all this good stuff, we're intertwined.
Yeah.
Still, one of our biggest or wisest encouragement is to keep your circle small. You know, don't let everybody in your circle. So it's like we want to connect, but at the same time, we want to be safe. And the fear is making a genuine or deep connection with somebody. The longer you live, that's one of the beauties of falling in love when you're young, because you know it's all right now. But one of the tortures of getting older, looking for love, is that you start to be conscious and cognitive of how much time you can waste with a person because you've been with somebody. You did all of this before. You did the counseling, you had all the right people around you. You put out the toxic advice, you know, you was in position to make the choices, but here you are up the road still single. So it's like now we're getting ready to try to go into this thing again. And I'm aware that I can waste 10 years, which is a long time, but I'm old enough to know that I could live past that. What am I going to say about myself at that point? Again?
Dang it.
Not again.
Dang it. You throwing the hat.
Yeah, I quit.
I'm done.
Which goes back to my initial point. Most of us, there's something that has driven us to saying, I'm done. And even though we're trying to approach a new relationship, hoping for one, hollering at whoever we hollering at, you know what I'm saying, making ourselves available to whoever we making ourselves available to. But you have to ask yourself at some point, do you just believe in love, or do you actually have hope in love? Do you believe that what you're experiencing, like you said before, is this experience real love? Those telltale signs, whether it's being calm or me hearing music or, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're feeling, imagining, daydreaming about them when they're not around, whatever it is. Do you believe that it can last? Or are you fearful that even though you believe this is love, you have no hope that you'll be able to hold on to it because you know all the things that, you know, a black guy and a white woman being together, or a Latino and a, you know what I'm saying, white guy or black guy getting together, or, you know, maybe it's politics, or maybe it's the way we were raised. And you're thinking of all of the evidence that does not exist. Look at that. You're taking make-believe. Fear is what?
False evidence appearing real.
You're taking false evidence, which is just in your mind, and it's robbing you of a hope in this real love that you believe in, that you found, that maybe God brought to you. Somebody else is cherishing all the evidence, having no fear, full of hope, praying about it, sowing into it, doing some work, you know what I'm saying? And they're focused more on the evidence of it succeeding. So that evidence is real.
Yeah.
And most of those people get to be witnesses. They get to see that hope when they put it in God, versus the people who always see what they feared. There's a man in the Bible who feared losing his children. He used to make sacrifices and intercession for his kids for the things that they may not even know that they've done that was offensive to God. Just trying to cover all possible bases, known and unknown. You heard some of these preachers. But at the same time, his fear came. He couldn't even, how much enjoyment, how much time did he spend with the ones that he was sacrificing so much for? he could have been spending that time with them, around them. He wouldn't have had to have so many fears in his mind. But sometimes we're going to see certain things come to pass. But when you have hope, I might get with a chick for some reason, man. She may lie to me. I may catch her in a lie. Maybe it was just a crazy exaggeration, or maybe I assumed something and she just let me believe it. And then one day she come clean, or I find out and she asked me to forgive her. What if I choose to forgive her and not say, you're just a liar? You got a lying spirit on you, girl. Got to get away from you. You lied once a liar, always a liar. But now I'm not giving her the grace. You know what I'm saying? There's no evidence that she's going to keep lying to me. The truth is I've lost hope in love, even though I recognize this is love. I'm so focused on offenses that are tied to false evidence.
You know, I think, you know, that, and again, like that comes across, and I've heard this before, and I'm sure other people have heard it before. It's like, because you're a man of God, because you're a woman of God, you're supposed to forgive. You're supposed to. This is what you're supposed to do, because I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We all make mistakes. So why can't you just learn? Why can't you just let it go?
Man, that's manipulation.
Why can't you just move on? You know, why can't we just learn from this and just continue to grow? So, and to your point, it's exactly what it is. But when you are in the situation, when you are given, when you are invested in the relationship, when you are wanting this to work out for whatever the reason is, then it comes a point in the time when certain things are not changing. Yes, we are supposed to love. Yes, to forgive and all that stuff. But if something is not changing, then part of love, because we do it with our kids, right? But part of love is setting those boundaries that discourage said behavior. But because, and this is just me talking from experience, my love for a person causes me to keep pushing that boundary further and further back. Instead of learning how to set that boundary, learning how to keep that boundary, not just for them, but also for myself. I keep pushing the goalpost, as they say. I keep pushing that thing further back, because I'm wanting to believe in that change, right? I'm wanting them to. I'm at a place where it's like, if I just love them a little harder, if I love them a little more, if I show them the grace that they're asking for, then that should. And when it doesn't, man, bro,
because you're really just proving that this is love. You're not really proving that you're in love. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? When you get caught up in that cycle of trying to prove it, a desperate person doesn't need evidence. They'll spin a tale. They don't need real evidence. They could just benefit of the doubt or something. If I could just get you to question that maybe this is possible, then maybe you'll get on my side. All I need is a little bit of doubt out of you. While somebody else is banking on the fact that real evidence is going to make or break their case. And even though people say that they believe in love, they're trying their best to prove that they know how to love, that they recognize love, that they respect love, all the while they treating you like dirt, treating you rude. You know what I'm saying? establishing and reestablishing boundaries, when the truth is, God says for us to run into him, that he's like a high tower. So in real love and righteous love, the boundaries are not set within, they're set around, because they're supposed to be keeping the love safe, not keeping the love in check.
Come on, sir.
When you go into something that you say is love, first you're recognizing if a person is worthy of yours and all that type of stuff. There is that phase, the courting phase, to see if this thing works. But at some point, the phrase I use is, if you really want this, you got to make room for me. I shouldn't have to bogart my way into your life. I shouldn't have to kick in the doors of nothing going on in your life. Like, you should make room for me, meaning lay out a way for me, prepare a way for me. Make way for me. Tell the people in your family, make way for me. Explain who's coming this way. But make room for me in your life. And if you don't respect me, then you'll make some disrespectful room. If you respect me and truly love me and all that good stuff, and you really hope this works, then the truth is we are not opening up because of the terrible experiences that mentally we struggle with letting go.
Right.
But when you do open up, the truth is we're not coming in with baby gates on each other. Hey, baby, this is your side of the room. This is my dresser and we can share this closet, but this closet over here is my closet, and you stay out of that closet. I got this boundary right here. You know what I mean? I keep all the stuff that's close to my heart in there. I'll let you in there, but I'll bring some stuff out when I'm ready. We setting certain boundaries. A woman who set one at the front door. Before you go out the house, make sure you let me know so I can move the baby gate. And you know what I'm saying? Because I got boundaries. I used to have a man that used to run in and out the house. Or I watched my father run in and out the house on my mother. Whatever the case may be, we're coming in with boundaries. When back in the day, when a king met his queen, the boundaries were at the four corners of the kingdom. The walls were meant to keep everything inside safe. But a lot of us are going in trying to keep ourselves safe, wondering why we keep running into each other's walls.
Because I'm tired of being hurt, Flav.
Yeah, but we willing to put a gate on our boundaries, though. All right, let me come on in this boundary. Then when somebody disrespect your boundary, you come back in there and shut the gate like, man, I can't believe I can't keep my boundaries up, and they keep disrespecting my boundaries. But if you're willing to make some room, then just make room. Or, recognize the reality of what you're putting into this.
Here's the hard truth about love. The hard truth about love is that love is going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt, you guys. It's what I mean, and
sometimes.
I mean, for sure, and I'm not trying to scare nobody off, right? But
it's gonna hurt, y'all. Searing love.
I'm a masochist, let me stab myself in the back of the neck. But when you truly give into true love, there's going to be things that's going to happen that's going to hurt you. Yeah. Something is going to be said. Something is going to be done. Now, it's not about perfection in a relationship, because things are going to happen.
Right.
But what it is about effort. If I do something to hurt you, and it genuinely hurts you, right? Because, men and women have been guilty of, that fake outrage stuff. I cannot believe you did that, when it really wasn't that big of an issue, right? But if I genuinely hurt you, then it is my responsibility to be able to address that, fix that, and us move on from that. It's the job of the person who's been hurt to not bring that up in another argument 2 weeks down the road or whatever.
It depends on the severity of the hurt, brother.
Well,
what did you do? Did you cuss them out?
I forgot to put the toilet seat up. I mean, the back down. I left it up,
and they fell up in there.
Yeah, and they fell middle of the night.
Time they told you.
Maybe the 7th, but I lost count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
The Bible says
you in there trying to.
That's what I'm saying. But
brother, you're wrong.
No. You know, but the major thing is love is going to hurt. Now, when it's done right, when it's done healthy, even though it hurts, you know very well that your partner, what they did was not intentional. They didn't wake up that morning to hurt you. They did something that was jacked up, maybe a mistake, whatever the case is, but you grow and you move on from it. Healthy love, because if I am to believe in love, and something that Flavius said in the very, very beginning of the show, is that my belief in something that like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a pretty stubborn guy. I can be. You know, once I believe in a thing, it's hard for anybody to move me from that thing, right? So if I believe that I'm in love, it is hard to convince me and tell me that I'm not, because this is what I believe. And so my belief system, when done healthy, when done right, it turns into now a lifestyle that I'm now walking down. Because whatever I believe, if I believe in X, Y, and Z, whatever my beliefs in now turns into a lifestyle. I'm going to give that 100%, bro. I'm going to give that 100%. I'm all in, as they say.
I mean, but sometimes that could happen too quick. Some people, you know, that sounds different depending on the timeline. What you just said. If that period is like, 6 months or longer, maybe there's some questions that need to be, not asked about how serious it is. But if it's happening in a month or two, that's a different thing. True. Because sometimes you can make up your mind about folks way too quick. And that's what keeps some people with that fear. You know what I mean? They don't want to move too fast.
But is there a time limit, or is there
only the people that love ultimatums? You know what I'm saying? People who love ultimatums are like the Sith. You know, they only see one way or another. Either you're with them or against them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Is there like a such thing as falling in love limit, or just falling in love too fast? Like, I mean, like I've heard stories of people like,
some people are serious,
and 3 months later we got married.
Yeah.
And some of them are still married. I mean, they've only met for 3 months, but they're like,
they took a chance.
They took that chance.
There was no guarantee. Some people are looking for a guarantee when other people are out here walking on water. Why? Because they don't just believe in love, they still have hope in it, and they're willing to take chances that other people are not. They're willing to, it's not that they're ignorant about what a person is doing, it's the fact that they're so willing to work through everything that can be done. But they still have hope. Some people are, keeping a record of offense. And sometimes that time limit of them ultimatum comes because, okay, you only got a certain amount of time to hit all these checks and get there. Yeah, her parents got married a few months after meeting. You know what I'm saying? They're still together 58 years later. You know what I mean?
Story. That's
it can happen, but there's no guarantee. And I think some of us are so caught up in the fear of the chances of what could happen that we're not taking hope in love to the table like we think we are.
Love at first sight. Do you believe?
I do. I don't believe that that's the ultimate, like it's a rating. Love at first sight is worse than, I know a guy that I work with who met the woman that he to this day is in love with and lived away from far longer than he had been around her, all the way from like when they were like elementary. They both, you know what I'm saying, from the Philippines. And all these years later in their 50s and, going into their later years, they somehow that love found a way, man.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't fall under the guise of that love at first sight.
I don't think it happens all the time, but it's happened to me before.
I mean, is it like because of there was a physical attraction?
I don't know. It's like I saw somebody and I was like, I would marry you. And I remember typing it on MySpace a long time ago.
Not nice. but was it because of the physical attraction?
I don't know what it was. It was love at first sight. I was like, nowhere in this world.
Because like, look, man, look,
no distance is long enough for me not to see you, and I ended up.
I got you. We understand. We understand. We
and the rest was history at some point of history. But anyways,
but for me, it's like seeing somebody that's attractive, right? There is that whole like, whoo, man, like attractive, but my makeup is more about, and psychology, they call it a sapiosexual, which is somebody who falls in love with the mind. They fall in love with the conversation. They fall in love with how well the conversation goes, the communication, how important that is. And so that's where I tend to, that's where it's like, that for me is my love at first sight. It's not much.
Let me tell y'all the truth about Ulysses, man. He trying to, you know what I'm saying? He made that sound so romantic. Y'all gotta forget, Ulysses is an author as well. You know what I mean? Underground author. He got away with words. You know what I'm saying? But here's what Ulysses trying to say about the man of the mind and the love in the mind. If you too aggressive of a woman, you might be able to get him. You know what I'm saying? No. Ulysses is the type of brother you gotta snatch him up, be like, yeah, this is real love. He'd be like, is it? It must be. Because you so aggressive with it. You have convinced me. You gotta get in his mind, ladies. Aggressively.
It is. Now that is a way to snatch me up for sure. But it's please don't be aggressive. Please don't be aggressive. don't be
That's
aggressive.
all you be getting your way.
Because man,
hey brother,
don't be giving them false information.
You gotta be aggressive. You gotta like bite on like a German shepherd and never let go.
But listen,
eventually you'll get it. He'll submit.
I'm that dude that falls in love. Like my thing is this, man. Listen, you guys. This is the honest to God truth. Like I'm really good, and Flavors can attest to this. I'm really good with long distance relationships.
Man.
Why?
Still always out of town.
Always out of town. But the why is because it's, for me, it's the mind. Like I'm a great listener, right? Most females love to talk. They want to talk about the day. They want to talk about what the stuff that they're going through. And I am here to listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I give great advice, great conversation. I'm a deep thinker. And so like that is why for
She
a
be
good
like,
minute.
girl, I'm gonna solve all your problems, girl. You ain't never met a man like me.
I
You ever
have.
heard that song? Ain't never
Mhm,
met a friend like me. The girl, you
mhm.
ain't never met a.
Let me let me tell you what the
Tell
Lord
me all your problems.
let me tell you what the Lord says right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
But at the same time, sometimes that backfires because by the time you see them for the first or second time, you all like, I know them.
the red
We
flag,
know each other. And then you find out all this stuff you don't know about. Man, she who I thought she was, bro.
right? So
But the
so I,
chance.
so but that's all of that is part of my growth process when it comes to believing in love, right? Is like yes, the mind is where it's at for me. It's less about the physical, even though there has to be a physical attraction, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be beautiful as all get out, but if there is no mental connection,
Mm-hmm.
I'm out.
You out. It's all
I
about
can't.
the mind with you,
Mm.
huh?
And so, and it's, well, I got the ESPN going. You know what I mean? But it's again, it's a situation where I had to understand and learn this about myself
Mm-hmm.
because I was asking the question, why do I prefer long distance versus somebody that's local, right? Because for me, being on that phone, it was just much easier for me. It was more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I understood, I talked, and it's like I fall in love with the mind before I do with the body.
Intellectual. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I understand.
But I've learned.
And then you get there and them feet ain't looking right. You know what I'm saying? Or that brother got sweatpants on all year long. You know what I'm saying? Or you
Wearing it to the first, second,
know what I'm
and third date.
saying? Either way,
Maria,
you have to be willing to take a chance. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. And sometimes your approach can be where the offense begins because a person can be off-putting. You know, the most confusing weird thing is when somebody come at you like they want you, but they also acting like they don't. It'd be confusing. You know what I'm saying? What is this confusion, woman? Do you want me or not? You know what I'm saying? You gave me your number, but you barely answer. You know what I'm saying? Act like you don't see none of these other ladies looking at me when you over here just pretending I ain't a snack. It's like sometimes it's mixed messaging,
right.
and a lot of it has to do with what are you feeling in this love that you are seeing or experiencing or wanting. Are you looking for something somebody else had and that's what you think love is? And you're like, yeah, that's got to be the real thing. And I haven't had it because I've never had that. Or is it something that you're hopeful about? Because if it's something that you're hopeful about, then God can still be helpful with it. You know what I'm saying? You could still really find his help and guidance away from certain things that are going to be toxic to you in the end or guide you towards something that you might be overlooking. But at the end of the day, the lack of hope is like doing anything without God, without faith. It's like a level of, that's why you see a lot of people begging God as opposed to coming boldly into the throne room of grace to obtain help in their times of need. They come seeming like they're ashamed.
Right.
When there ain't no shame in him of you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's the approach of love. You know, do you really believe in love? And if you really do believe in love, do you really have hope in it? And if you secretly at some point have lost hope because, you know, what you recognize as love has been damaged, has been scarred, has been taken away, is frail, maybe it's too fragile in your mind. But either way, if that's what you're looking for and not just a warm body to cuddle with, you know, because a zombie is looking for a warm body. And some people are approaching relationships like The Walking Dead. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, if you're just looking for a warm body to cuddle next to, you know, we can't help you. Fellowship ain't gonna help you with that. But if you're looking for something that you can really hold on to, then you have to put your hope in it first. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
the chat said, Amanda says, you can fall in love with that person more if you understand their love language. Now, I would add to that is that you not only can you fall in love, but you can get that person to fall in love with you more if you understand their love language. If if my love language is words of affirmation and acts of service, and I'm in a relationship with somebody and they're doing gifts and whatever other languages out there that's really not my thing, then you're not going to get me to fall in love with you.
Or what
Because
if you always trying to get me to be understanding to the venom you be spitting out and the how you talk reckless to me and cuss me out or call me out my name or call me stupid or something like that? What if part of my love language is words of affirmation? And even though they say communication is key and we talking a lot, it's a lot of terrible talking. It's a whole lot of affirmation of
unhealthy.
yeah, that works against your hope, man.
Yeah, it's
You
but
start getting hopeless.
that's the point of the conversation, right? Is if you're doing the opposite of what I need, then then we got to have a whole conversation of what if this is really love that we're working with, or if or are you just being so selfish in your ways that you're not paying attention, you're not listening to my needs. You're listening to what you want to do.
Yeah,
You're
some people really believe that you have more to gain from them than they have to gain with you together. So they're always going to see themselves as the solution or love me. You know, you over here like, man, the last chick I was with, she had a lot of money. She used to fly me out, buy me Jordans and nice shoes. But I had to show her, like, you know, that's not real love. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel like I'm for sale or something like that. Or you trying to bribe me for my love. Now I'm in a new relationship and your love language is gift giving. And you hit me with a bunch of gifts and I can't even, you thinking that I can't appreciate it, but it's like I'm trying my best not to say that your gifts don't matter, but
this is
I've
not what it's doing.
already somebody, it makes me feel like you trying to buy me, like you saying it's about what that other person.
Because again, what you're dealing with, right? And part of it is the baggage that somebody's bringing into the relationship. Is
Those things matter.
some might be dealing with some level of abandonment. So therefore, if they give enough gifts, that they believe that will convince somebody to stay, right? And that's probably like a whole other rabbit hole that we may or may not want to get into tonight. But the major thing, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm and in my closing, right? In my closing, I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding the love languages and understanding, if I believe in love, there has to come a point in my life,
Cuddle time. Go.
a point in my life where I take the necessary steps to heal from childhood traumas, from relationship issues, not just romantic relationships, but relationship with my parents, relationship with my kids, relationship at the job, whatever the case is. Like, I have to learn how to take accountability and responsibility of what it means for me to love my kids, what it means for me to love my parents, what it means to me to love, my partner in a romantic relationship. Because if I don't understand the process of healing, of loving me, learning how to love me, learning how to let God love on me, that the whole nine, then I'm always going to fall short of what I can give to my partner, because I'm limited in what I can bring to the table. And if I'm not healed properly, then I could find offense in whatever it is that person may or may not be doing once, twice, three times, whatever the case is. So if I am to believe in love, I have to believe that I'm capable of giving love. And once I can do that, people, then all that does is benefit everybody that's around me. Because I'm not thinking selfishly. I'm not thinking with selfish motives. I'm thinking unselfishly. So that's pretty much my gist when it comes to believing in love, Flav.
Yeah. Chad says love is different definition in different relationships. Love of a mother, daughter, sister, friend, etc. There are so many different areas to be a discoverer, a witness, an experiencer, a discoverer of love. And the finer ones are ones that are worth the conversations that we have here on the Firm Pressure Podcast. It's a lot of people cannot decompress, cannot take their deep breath, that exhale, and just relax, because it's almost like it's running congruent. Things are happening back to back to back right after. And sometimes when you get desperate and you get tired of being alone, when you get tired of spending too much time to find love, you find different ways to approach it. For somebody, it's a numbers game. I'm not talking to enough people, and that's the reason why I can't find love. I gotta holler at more people. I gotta get myself out there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta. It may be a situation of, we meet people at work, online. We meet them in, friends of friends. However it goes, find the hope in yourself before you try to find hope in someone else. As long as you believe that someone else is the answer, you'll always have the reason why they're not. But if you come up with the answers of within yourself, then a lot of times, just like a good teacher, you give the answers along the training. You give the way to solve problems, to get to certain answers and arrive at certain solutions throughout the course of the process. And then you might do a pop quiz every now and then, but no teacher is giving pop quizzes to a class that they have not properly taught. A lot of us have been taught certain things and have learned things to the point where we've become teachers. We can tell other people how to find a good relationship. But the same thing is what most of us should do in our relationships. Instead of trying to warn somebody about the things that they might think is a red flag, begin to teach them how to solve problems to arrive at the solutions that you hope they do. Instead of wondering if they're going to let you down and give you that call or be there for you, give them the answers already. That's what my focus is in a relationship. If I'm really looking and have some hope and love, that I believe this is real, then what I'm going to do is, before I get to the problem, hey, we thinking about moving in with each other. I don't know, you've been single and in your own place for so long, you might not work out. You might got used to being alone or something. And then we, the first year or something, we'll be bumping heads. Nah, we ain't gonna be bumping heads because I'm gonna be too focused on trying to figure out how not to get in an argument with you. I'm gonna be spending more time trying to figure out how not to trigger you and protect you from anybody else that might.
Right.
Because I'm not focused on the problem. I'm focusing on solving it, solutions. That way, when we get to the problem, we'll be able to figure it out. It doesn't matter what equations or what numbers or what variables come our way. We got the formula. We got the rules to the formula. We get together. We remember what we want. Have we taken that from each other? Are we still on the path we started? Is this still what we want? But those type of things are conversations when you still have hope, because you're thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about the future. Take what you have with you. Take it where you're going. Take this conversation with you, Ulysses, man. It's been a great show, man. I've enjoyed it.
Yes.
Don't be this sometimes being positive is easier said than done. Being negative sometimes is easier. You know what I'm saying? But either way, however you're feeling about it, if you believe in love, don't let a good love leave your life or escape you just because
of fear. Because of the fear.
You see the finger pointing at you, it's pointing at me. Be firm out there. Be strong in your approach. And if she's a knucklehead, get rid of her quick. And if he's a knucklehead,
don't hesitate. Drop him.
Wasting your time.
Drop him.
I know he got nice abs and the curly hair, but drop that bum.
Drop him. And yes, she smelled good, but drop her.
But she smelled real good though, bro.
I know. That's tough. That's tough.
I know.
Search.
What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Let's get it. Welcome to the F.I.R.M.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Set your schedule. Eastern Standard Time.
Saturday Nights Live for a time that's one of a kind.
Woo-wee. There's nothing off the table, no trolling. We go from politics to religion to relationships to whether or not you like crunchy or soft tacos.
Woo! Forget about a love language. What about your love level?
Oh man, we excited for this one.
On all social media platforms.
So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Fellowship in a righteous manner. That's the banner.
With your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses. We rolling Eastern Standard Time.